Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Love Storm Show today. Here, I want to dive into a very important topic. It's healing from past traumas. That very well could be stopping us from finding true, meaningful love. So many of us carry wounds from our past, but the good news is about that healing is possible. Did you know that? Some people feel like they could never come back from it. So let's do some interactive talk. I see there's not many people on here yet, um, or at all. That's okay. But what I want you to do is get comfortable with me coming on to express and getting you to break your barriers to be able to express and share, or even, try to see if you can find a gem in this topic, in this discussion. Okay. So we know that trauma, understanding trauma relationships, um, the idea of that trauma, it affects how we see ourselves and how we engage with others. Because guess what happens? We may be holding on to something someone else did and you drive that into your current relationship. You know how they say sometimes people have the same patterns, but understand that they may look like it, but do they actually follow the same exact pattern? No, it really doesn't. So, um, you have to make sure that whatever we give into our relationship, whatever we share, that we're going to be committed to it. So people don't make commitments that you're not going to want to keep. Don't displace something. Don't expect something from someone that you're not going to do yourself. Because I think that's the biggest thing that people get bombarded with and heart wrecked with is that you can't say something that you look for from somebody, but you're not doing it yourself. You know, um, that affects that affects us emotionally. You know, can you be emotionally available? You can't be emotionally available with someone if you're manipulating the emotions and you're manipulating the things that you're expressing and sharing. You know, so um, be sure that the patterns that you want displayed back to you is what you're showing another. We have to be very, very cautious on how we do that. We can't just go around saying and desiring, oh, you know, okay, for example, if you keep an example of expressing greeting your significant other, your spouse, when they come home from a long day, that's something that's like breathing air. That's something you want to continue to do on a regular basis. Sometimes people might have something on their minds. They might step out and they might, oh, I forgot. Let's be cautious of the other person's feelings. Let's remind ourselves that if we have a pattern with someone and they stop, that could be a trigger for someone. But does that necessarily mean something's wrong? Not necessarily. So what that means, we want to keep an open relation. We want to keep an open line of communication. So let that be one of your very, very most important key points is to keep your line of communication open, unbiased, and listen with your heart. Because I think a lot of us, we listen with our ears so we can be quick to respond. So have courage to set boundaries. That's another tip. Make sure that we are keeping boundaries on and being honest with ourselves as well about things that we desire and what we need from another person, and most certainly have to be able to engage and have that yourself alone in order to receive that from somebody else. Does that mean because you display those good qualities and those good things because someone might hurt you or harm you and hurt your feelings? That doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. That means somewhere there was a lack of communication. Maybe someone is still swindling in their trauma that they've endured. So here's a reflective question. Have you ever found yourself pushing love away out of fear or feeling of unworthiness of a healthy relationship. Because sometimes what happens, we feel like we've been mistreated so long, so bad, or so hard that you make you feel like you're not worthy of it. Each and every one of us are very much so worthy of it. Then how trauma impacts emotional availability, where you want to shut down because you know what, all your energy is, you feel like all your energy is siphoned, and you're feeling like, how can I move forward? How can I move forward and in a healthy manner and have my be emotionally available to someone with all this, extra stuff, all this extra baggage, I say, on you, and it's hard. Don't hold on to this. Don't hold on to this because each person is different that we come across. You become a different person at each time. You become a different person each time you experience anything, whether it's good or bad. Okay? That past pain creates a barrier to intimacy and trust. It's hard for us as people. I don't want to just say women or just men. It's hard for us people to be intimate and open if we are holding on to something that we should already have let go. Don't do that to yourselves, because guess what? You're cheating yourself. That's how I look at it. You're cheating yourself. You're not giving yourself the full effect of what very well may be for you. So let's remove any doubts in your mind. You can't move forward and have a strong, healthy relationship if you're holding on to doubts. Any doubts of possibility. Try to remove that. Remove that so that you can move through. Don't focus on the what ifs, because the what ifs might not never come. And then here you've created you created this facade of something possibly going wrong. What could go right? Let's talk about what could go right. So the other tip is have some self-reflection and be opening to healing. Listen to some positive podcasts. Hey, come on, I have plenty of videos that I want to encourage people to not stop loving. Don't stop loving so you don't miss your blessing. Love is certainly everything. We want to turn it up. This is the season to turn it up and to increase. And I know it could be difficult, but don't let that hold you down. Okay? So another reflective question would be, have you ever found yourself um, just